Bat Force Radio.
Bat Force Radio is rated M for mature, or should that be immature?
Hey guys, Dustin Nguyen.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Tom King. I write Batman Bitch, and this is Bat Force Radio.
All right, welcome to Bat Force Radio, the Batman/DC podcast with no limits, and the stack is back. We got a nice comic book stack episode tonight. I got Robin Cross up in Canada,
yo,
and I got the Grumpler over in Queens, New York.
yo.
All right, so quick one tonight. We're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you guys about Three Jokers #1 by Geoff Johns and Jason Fabok. Long time coming for this book. And the question is, was it worth it with the first issue so far? Do you guys think it was worth the wait?
Absolutely, it was.
Oh,
I mean, I wish it came out sooner, but they got it done as quickly as they were able to. But it was definitely worth waiting.
Nice. How many pages is this issue?
48.
So it's a 48-page bastard. Nice chunky.
It is.
Nice chunky. You guys go to your comic shops and pick this one up. Tell us about the variants real quick. How many variants are there?
Okay, so there's the standard cover with Joker holding the crowbar, and then there is the regular variant cover is the close-up shot of Batman with blood splattered on the side of his cowl.
Nice.
Aside from that, there is the 1 in 25 cover, which is a really high contrast pink and purple cover. Really feels like those high contrast colors from the original release version of Killing Joke before Brian Boland recolored it for the anniversary edition. And then after those, there are 3 premium variants. So for each of these, for each of the 3 issues, they're all going to have 3 premium variants. All the covers still by Jason Fabok and Brad Anderson. But each one is Joker in different iconic looks, different iconic scenes from his history.
I like that green one. I think that's my favorite. I think that's a 1 in 25.
Yeah.
That one, it has like a Killing Joke kind of throwback to it. Killing Joke.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The green and purple.
Nice.
Not whatever I said.
Did you get all of them? I
got almost all of them. We got screwed on our shipping, and one of our boxes hasn't arrived yet.
Oh,
So one of the premium variants, we're still waiting on that box to show up.
Okay. All right. So you enjoy. What about you, Grumps? Did you enjoy this first issue?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Nice.
It was really good.
Where'd you get your book from?
Well, first I downloaded a digital copy.
Yeah.
In the morning, and then in the afternoon I went to pick up a copy at Midtown Comics.
Okay.
Because I was at work today.
Yes.
They gave me one of those fancy little cards. I don't know if Robin got it. He probably got
it. Oh, the Joker playing card? Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I just got the basic Batman with the blood splatter.
All right, cop and go, right? Nice. I like it.
Yeah, that was it, real quick.
I like that shit. The hand exchange would be good.
It's a visual treat.
Yeah. So Jason Fabok's art delivers on this book, you guys would say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Knocks out.
It's just like you don't. I mean, look, you don't want anyone else drawing Batman after this.
Woo!
I don't.
I always felt that Fabok was Jim Lee on steroids. Like he just, like Jason Fabok's the guy.
Absolutely.
Whoa. We need some more Jason Fabok fix up. So
and it's been crazy watching his evolution in his art, because anyone who's been following his work long enough, or listened to him the numerous times he's already been on the show, he started out really being nurtured and taught by David Finch.
Yeah.
But since then, since Jay became a household name on his own, his work has really been evolving, and he's just been developing his own style over the years, moving beyond what he was doing back with Dave. And you'd be hard pressed to call anyone better.
Yeah, that's an accurate assessment. I remember when I guess when he first started out, or I first started to notice him. I thought it was Finch at first, but it was like, it kind of looks like Finch, but it's a little different. It's a little, I like this a little better. Oh shit, that's not him.
Yeah, they're both so similar. And man, I love how Finch draws women though. We got Bad Force Tom just hopped in.
Hey guys, it's actually Dan DiDio here. Just wanted to say, fantastic job. Yes. Also, I hope everyone picked up Batman 3 Jokers today. It was my brainchild before I got axed.
Nice. Grumps got, is that Rooster Teeth shirt, Grumps?
Bait.
Okay, I can't keep up, man. So much shit, so much gear and merch floating around everywhere. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. Fucking Bat Force hats and shit. What the fuck? Shit is crazy these days. All right, so take me through this story, man, of the first issue of 3 Jokers. What's going on?
Well, the first pages we had seen several months ago. They had released the first 3 or 4 pages online.
Yeah.
And we had actually really deeply dissected those pages with Jason Fabok the last time he was on the show to talk about 3 Jokers.
Right.
So the book leads off with, you see the Batmobile driving through the property of Wayne Manor, and it smashes through the gravestones of Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Whew.
And then Batman climbs out, drags himself out of the Batmobile, and he's just bleeding to shit.
Oh, shit.
And then it cuts inside the Batcave, and we get some really nice shots of details in the cave. So you see, all of the mainstays, the traditional stuff in the cave. You've got the penny, the suits in the glass domes. There's one of the wall displays has Joker's gun with the click flag on it, and then 3 Joker cards. There are specifically 3, which is fitting for the story. And various other Joker props, and then there are displays for the other villains. You see Riddler, Two-Face, Catwoman, and Bane, all their little
I don't remember
shrines in there.
For them, anyway.
Yeah. I think it was there. I feel like we had gone over those ones, but they are pretty small, so
man,
just overlooked them.
That's a thick book. Let me see that, Grumps. Let me see that page. Wow, look at those. Who did the colors on this book?
That is Brad Anderson.
Fucking colors are gorgeous.
As far as I'm concerned, the only guy that Jay should work with anymore.
Yeah.
What were we asking, Tom?
Did he talk about significance of the rogues, like the rogues part of the cave? Like, did he talk about where he got that from? What's the influence there for him?
Probably. I can't remember. It was a few months ago now, and I don't remember shit.
What's really cool here is, if you guys remember the original Killing Joke, I guess before Bolin did it over, they have the original bat suit.
Yeah.
In the case, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, with that symbol.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sick. So what?
So anyway, after the brief tour of the inside of the cave, we see Alfred helping cut the suit off of Bruce so he can stitch him up.
Whew.
And once he gets it off him, this is an interesting thing to see. We don't usually get looks like this, but there's a really Alex Ross inspired panel where Alfred's starting to work on Bruce's back, and we see how covered with scars he is. And then we get panel by panel shots, like close-ups on specific injuries on his body. And right beside each of those panels is a panel showing where he sustained that injury.
Oh shit.
So we see a scar. I think it's the wound that Alfred is working on right now. We see Penguin stabbing Bruce in the side. And then the next shot, we see a close-up just showing Bruce's demolished spine. And there's a shot beside that of Bane breaking his back. And then there's sort of an arch-shaped branding scar on his stomach, and we see the Riddler burning him with his cane thing with the question mark on top.
Yeah.
And then the 3 slash scars across his chest from Catwoman, and we see Catwoman slashing him. And this is what I think this is one of the things that Tom was talking about earlier. Specifically the Bane shot is showing Kelly Jones's cover from Batman 497, where Bane's breaking his back. And the other ones is the Riddler one from a cover as well. I feel like
that. Did you? So you said that you think the Alex Ross one is for sure like an Alex Ross nod, the scars on the back.
Yeah. I remember him discussing. I don't remember if it was on the show or just a private conversation I was having with him. But that was definitely inspired by the Alex Ross shot.
I totally felt that was super familiar. I just didn't know if it was specifically Alex Ross. But I don't know. Yeah. What about the I was trying to think about that, like the Riddler caning, the Penguin umbrella. Are these like specific moments that he purposely threw in there and peppered in?
I'm sure they were.
Yeah. I was thinking that I don't want to give it away because it's later in the issue, but he tries to give little nods to every major event through either recreating the panel or the cover.
Yeah. And it continues. It gives us a couple pages of these. It shows some bite mark scars on his bicep and a shot of Killer Croc biting him. And then we've got 3 stab wounds in a row that are in his back, and we see Scarecrow stabbing him with the pitchfork thing.
That was sick.
Yeah, this whole thing. And then after we get those, then it shows just how heavily Joker is involved in Batman's history and all of these scars, because after showing those other characters, it's just bam, 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 wound after wound that are from Joker. So we have the bullet wound, then the acid flower, then the playing cards, the razor playing cards cutting him. What was the other one? The flag from the click gun stabbing him in the neck.
The acid on his shoulder.
Yeah. And all these shots, it's cool that the flashback shots go into an almost black and white. They're pretty monochromatic with just some accent colors, mostly blood.
The art was ridiculous.
Yeah. You get to see Fabok draw these, the rogues gather.
Yeah.
As well.
And we get Jay's take on the Wayne family murder. So, we get his shot of the Monarch Theater and Bruce and his parents coming out after watching Mark of Zorro. And his whole take on the Joe Chill showing up, and just seeing that. It's another look at a thing we've seen many times, but seeing it in this caliber art is always going to be a treat.
Yeah, this is something I really wanted to talk about. I know, people roll their eyes every time they see the origin, but for me personally, this is where the character begins and ends with this moment. It just defines him, and it was a year or two ago, Brian Azzarello had said something to the effect of, he's still that 8-year-old kid in the alleyway. He's never left the alleyway, basically. So it's really great to see it, with this art and the detail, and they kept it. I think they kept it super basic. They didn't,
alter it.
They didn't alter it in any way. It's just one
traditional.
What's that?
It's the classic traditional origin.
Yeah, they just they didn't alter this at all. And my favorite panel actually is when Thomas Wayne gets shot at the bottom left corner, you see Joe Chill's face. Like, this is not the look of a murderer. It's like the look of somebody that lost control of the situation. You know?
Yeah. Or possibly someone who is only doing this because they were forced to.
Yeah.
Because there is always that, and it is touched on in this book, that there's, that possibility that Joe was made to do this.
Yeah. By the Moxon crime family.
Yeah. And the other cool thing about getting the origin in here is it's done very briefly. Like, we don't really lose any of the story pages to seeing the origin over again. It only takes up a page and a half.
Yep.
But it's really concise panel work to just show the necessary bits. And then we're right back to current day. After that, we get the introduction to Barbara. So Barbara's in a gym and jumps on a treadmill, and she's watching the news while she's on there, and it's there's a report of a comedian that was murdered. And this is an interesting thing because we also get a look at Barbara's scar from the Joker. And
that was gruesome, right?
Yeah, so we see, obviously it's the scene from Killing Joke, so she's having those memories of answering the door and Joker standing there with the gun and putting a bullet in her stomach that hit her spine on the way out. But it's cool that we're seeing, it's not just showing wounds just for the sake of showing wounds. What it's really showing is each character's connections to the Joker and their specific drive and motivation for dealing with him.
And the mental scars too. Then we get Jason.
We certainly do.
I thought this Red Hood costume, like, I'm not a big fan of the character because I just wish he was still in the grave. But this costume.
Grumps definitely voted for Jason Todd today.
Yes. No, I definitely took true story. I voted for Jason Todd to die. But this costume is awesome. It's a basic with a black pants with a black jacket, but he's got the Robin, a version of the Robin tunic on, and an R symbol on his belt, and he's got still got the red helmet, but he's got an actual Red Hood. And I was like, this is great. He looks.
And then he has like traditionally he should the domino mask underneath.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really cool to see him in some traditional elements of not only Red Hood but also of the Robin that he used to be.
Yeah.
And it shows you how cool the Robin tunic can look when it's not incorporated with fairy boots and a Speedo.
Yeah. One thing that's really cool here when they, I guess, Jason's fighting the thugs and blah blah blah, and they get him on the ground and they show the scars from the crowbar on his head.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever seeing anything like that, so that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was a clever way to work in a situation where you can see a close-up shot of the back of his head. And see, like if I'm sure everyone has seen someone who has a scar on their head somewhere, and it'll be a spot where hair doesn't grow, so you can see those clearly on the back of Jason's head. There, he has all those lines where his skull got cracked open by that crowbar.
And then they show the skull crack.
Yeah, they certainly do.
He ends up in a pretty good fight. I mean, he breaks this guy's arm like something awful, as he's interrogating him, looking for the Joker.
Yeah. Oh, and that's one thing I forgot to mention. So as it's showing these characters having these memories, as we see the memories of Bruce's scars from the Joker. Which page is it on here? I want to find exactly where it is. Where are his scars? Yeah. Shit, where is it? Should have made a note of where this was, because it's a theme that comes back. Oh yeah, there it is. So the final panel of Bruce's flashback before it cuts to Barbara, on the bottom corner, the bottom right panel, it says number 1, the criminal. Yes. And then where Barbara is attacked, it says number 2, comedian. And then at the end of Jason's segment, it says number 3, the clown. Yeah. So we're being introduced to which of these Joker personalities has been the cause of each character's physical and emotional scars. And then it takes us right to the scene at Ace Chemicals,
which is basically a recreation of, I guess, the flashback scene from Killing Joke. Mm-hmm. When Joker and the mobsters first encountered the police and Batman.
Yeah. And what we find out here is that someone has left 3 Jokerized corpses laying there at the scene. One is dressed in the Red Hood outfit, the traditional Joker Red Hood outfit with the big dome helmet. And then the 2 other, what would be known as sort of his lackeys.
Actually, these guys are the mobsters.
Yeah, they're the ones that had forced him into doing the crime. But I think I believe the GCPD see them as being his lackeys, his sidekicks.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the GCPD in the original setting of the story ever would have known that they were the ones who had put him up to being there.
Yeah. Yep. It's true.
So they still aren't any wiser to that.
But I thought that was real cool to bring back these guys, and they even brought back Joker. I don't know, he didn't have a name in the book, but yeah, that looks like just like the guy that fell in the chemicals, the comedian.
So what we begin to find out here as the police are on the scene, and then Batman shows up and Batgirl shows up after, is we're finding out that 3 different iconic Joker scenes have been the scenes of murders, all on this one night, all at the same time. So there were reports of Joker being seen at 3 different crime scenes at the same time by different eyewitnesses. And there's an interesting part here because we see Commissioner Gordon talking to both Batman and Batgirl, and it brings up that idea: does Jim know that Barbara is Batgirl? And Bruce even asks Barbara a few pages later, does he know you're Batgirl? Because that Jim had given him a disapproving look. Mm. And Barbara kind of brushes it off, says, no, he's, we're just preparing for the worst. But I think there's likely more to it than that. I think he does. From the realistic standpoint of it, you can't really shine a realistic spotlight on things that happen in comics. But from a realistic standpoint, you're going to be able to recognize your daughter, even if her forehead is covered.
I completely agree. You don't want to shine that light on it, but it's like you said, it's his daughter. And I think even in Killing Joke, he knew. I thought he knew. I thought there was a brief, I don't know, in her apartment, they discussed it, or I don't know, can't remember.
You can sort of look at it in the same respect as, does Jim know who Batman is?
Yeah.
Does Joker know who Batman is? You know, all these characters that you suspect they may know, but they're never going to say anything because, you know, they don't want to know.
Yeah.
For the most part. So after the Ace Chemical scene, so we've got the guy who played the part of, you know, the Joker, you know, the actual Red Hood character in this recreation, is in an ambulance being taken to the hospital, and we find out that wasn't a paramedic that was in the back of the ambulance with him, but it was Red Hood. And he starts to put a beating on this poor Joker toxin infected asshole.
Yeah.
And you know, I call him an asshole because he does reveal later that he had looked this guy up, and he had a rap sheet, and you know had I think a record for domestic abuse on his own child.
Yep.
So he was trying to press him for some information on where the Joker was, what his role in this whole thing actually was. Batman gets in there, sort of puts a stop to Jason.
How about real quick, how about the visual of the Batmobile? It's like there's a couple of different things going on here. There's like the 89 windows, and then the fin from, I guess the fin goes back to whatever the 40s, 50s Batmobile.
And I think it was also an element in the Killing Joke Batmobile, wasn't it?
Yes, yep, it was, yeah.
So another throwback to that as well.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, very, very cool Batmobile, especially when you see that first look at it, where it's leading the ambulance.
Yeah.
It looks like it is the 89 Batmobile.
Yeah.
Until you start to scrutinize that a little closer, and you can see that, yeah, it's just the single fin, and there are some differences in the body, but it looks pretty close to it.
Yeah, it's a nice combination, mashup, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on now? Batman jumps in the ambulance, breaks up the interrogation.
And we find out that Bruce had either or just on the spot puts together that Jason had already been tracking Joker since he had recently escaped Arkham. And they make the decision that they should all be working this together instead of going at it separately.
Got a full page of a raccoon. All right.
This is where things get interesting. We see Joker arriving in that tanker truck full of the chemical that was taken from Ace, arriving at this, sort of a cabin in the woods, and he knocks on the door, and the door is answered by the Killing Joke Joker. He's got on the Hawaiian shirt and the hat. So we're already presented with two Jokers in the same place at the same time, speaking to each other. And they begin talking about who one of them refers to as the boss. And then we see the first Joker, who appear. I sort of take this to be, if the theme that we see throughout the book is that over the years, Joker toxined many people and twisted their bodies and their minds. Mm-hmm. So what we could be looking at here is a situation where the original Joker it's possible that he has Jokerized and sort of Stockholm syndromed, brainwashed these other guys that he has poisoned into acting as him.
Yeah.
So that's one possible way, and a little more grounded than, there have been people having ideas of, well, maybe these are different Jokers that were brought in from different worlds in the multiverse, alternate realities. But the story seems like it's going to be a lot more grounded than the whole multiverse angle. So I feel like it's a much more likely scenario that this could be a situation where these other guys that we think are Jokers were just sort of lackeys that were sort of spawned by the original Joker so that he could do these things and be in multiple places at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think that would be a better scenario for me. I don't want this to take a supernatural, turn or whatever.
Yeah, and it really doesn't feel like that is the case. Outside of the idea that being dropped into a vat of toxic waste will do anything other than kill you.
Yeah.
Aside from that, everything is, in comic terms anyway, everything is pretty grounded in reality.
Yep. Yeah.
On a comic level. So after that meeting where it ends with the three Jokers making plans for where they're going next, what the next step in the plan is, we cut to Bruce, Jason, and Barbara arriving at one of the other crime scenes. I think it was one of the crime scenes. Yeah, the Gotham Aquarium.
Yeah.
That's been shut down because of a broken water main.
Mm.
So they arrive to start checking the place out, and I think this might be a new aspect that they've added to the bat suit here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that oval bat symbol on the chest is actually sort of a torch.
David Finch had that. Legends of, was it Legend?
Did he have that?
Yeah, David Finch. Okay. So I think they're bringing it back. Yeah.
And Batman incorporated it. So.
Yeah, they had it. That's before they had it before they stopped using the oval bat symbol, and now it looks like it's back. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like he's just walking around with it lit. Looks like a loom cube on his chest. You like that?
That was clever.
We got some Joker fish there. Always cool.
Yeah, and
Joker fucking shark.
Where we get a throwback to another iconic Joker thing. As they're arriving into the aquarium, we see all these fish in the aquarium itself that are all Jokerized, but things sort of get one-upped here as slowly out of the darkness a Jokerized shark
build
these up to the glass.
Build a fig. I want a Joker shark. I don't know why no one's done it for so long. It took this long. That is amazing. Smiling shark.
And then we go to another. You got your own Joker shark there. You guys don't see it, but you can hear this. But the Grumpler was holding up his own sort of Jokerized shark.
McFarlane toy shark.
So we see another throwback here after Jason alerts the others that his helmet is alerting him that multiple security doors have been opening across the facility. So they now know that they're not alone. And just as they're saying this, there's a room full of thugs descending upon them, and they are led by everyone's old favorite. It's Gaggy.
Is he from The Killing Joke? Is that the guy?
He could have been one of those guys, but he originally showed up as like one of Joker's little. That wasn't and.
But he is.
A pun intended there. He was originally introduced as one of Joker's sort of sidekick lackeys, something in, I think it's like Batman 186, maybe 166, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's popped up a few times through the years, but I can't remember the last time he showed up in anything.
And these thugs are a throwback to like the Batman 66 thugs with the name tags.
Yeah.
The POW Biff tags.
Yo, Biff from Back to the Future. Hell yeah. Yeah, that Jokerized shark bangs through the glass and just chews up the guy, the sidekick.
Well, that's largely due to Jason starts shooting, and some of the thugs too. You know, there are bullets flying and hitting the glass, but Jason sort of puts the last couple shots through, and leaves Gaggy in the line of fire as this shark comes through and nearly swallows him whole.
Yeah.
But just ends
Moment
up
of
biting
silence
him.
for Gaggy.
Poor Gaggy, you will be missed. Half of you. So this is followed by one of the Jokers arriving on the scene. So this would be the, I guess, the comedian Joker. You know, he's got a fishbowl of the piranha laughing fish, and he's also equipped with the acid flower. So the three of them quickly put a little group beating on this on whichever, whether this is the real Joker or not. They put a pretty quick and brutal beating on him and leave him lying unconscious. At which point Batman gets a communication from Jim Gordon about something else going down, that they have located one of the other Jokers. So Bruce decides to leave Jason and Barbara here to secure this Joker that they just took out, and make sure nothing else goes down here, and that they're going to hold on to this one. And after he leaves, we start seeing the arsenal of stuff he's got on him. He has the razor cards, and he nearly takes Jason out with the acid from the flower. And then he begins with some pretty heavy mind games on Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, tries to stand up to him and explain that he's the Red Hood, to own what Joker did to him. That he thought he had taken him out, and he did. So he's using Joker's former identity to own what Joker put him through. And then Joker really, in a matter of moments, just emotionally tears Jason apart, by recounting everything that he did, and telling him, recounting what he made him say while he was beating him, and making Jason beg for his life. And Jason told him, I'll do anything you want, I'll be your Robin.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That was tough.
And then he makes it real personable, makes it extra personal by explaining how he's done everything he wanted to. Like, this was never about you. This was always about Batman. So maybe the best way to hurt him was for me to take you just to the edge of death, but then to leave you broken and always being a memory for him of what I did to you. So you've been doing exactly what I wanted. You are my Robin.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And then that iconic picture, the cover from, God, I forget the issue, the last issue of Death in the Family.
Death in the Family. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that Mike Mignola cover.
Oh shit, man! Throwbacks. And what does Jason do about all of this?
Well, he got pushed just far enough over the edge that he just puts one right through Joker's head.
Yep. Fucking blasts him in the head.
Tries to stop him, but he missed.
Jason Todd, boy. Fucking Booker.
Yeah, he's smiling all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that makes me think that he was doing exactly what he was ordered to do by what would, in my mind, be the real Joker. The one that's pulling the strings here is the original, and sent him on this mission to further, create this difficulty between the three. Not the three of them, but the three of Batman, Jason, and Barbara.
Yeah. So yeah. And then Barbara storms out of there really upset about this. And then Jason Todd's...
He insinuates she missed on purpose with the batter.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, like, this really isn't what you wanted.
Yeah, baby. And then And then Jason's like, man, I hope that was the right one.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a good point that you brought up, where he does insinuate, because he says, well, let me ask you this, when's the last time you missed? Because she had missed him with that battery.
Oh, shit.
And that's what cues her to storm out.
I was thinking, like, why didn't she just, as I was reading, like, why didn't she stand next to him and, I don't know, knock Joker over,
Yeah.
But she went after Jason, which, I don't know. I guess it's up to the reader to,
Yeah, it leaves you to question how committed she was to actually stopping him from killing the Joker.
Yeah, so that's one down. So.
And I didn't expect the story to go this way, I didn't consider the fact that we were going to see right in issue 1 the death of one of these Jokers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, once he was in the chair, and once he got to that point, this might happen. But yeah, before the book, I definitely didn't expect that.
So for issue 1, I guess we could do a quick little fiver out of 5 Lysol cans. Grumps, what do you think of issue number 1? How many?
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, not bad.
I just, the art is amazing. Like, this is the best you're gonna see these characters ever, and I love the classic Batgirl costume, classic Batman. And the story was good. I thought it was entertaining. It's, comic book, and it's death in the family, killing joke mashup. The only thing I didn't if I had to knock it a little bit is I guess Geoff Johns or I don't know who made this decision. Like, he did this with Doomsday Clock as well, trying to Alan Moore the thing.
Yeah.
But that's for me. That's like a minor.
Geoff Johns is just fucking going at Alan Moore's material. I love it.
I'm sorry, he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 4 out of 5. It's a great book.
Dang, not
you should
bad.
really buy this.
Not bad. What about you, Robin? What do you give the first issue?
I'm going at 4 at the moment. I was also giving it a 4, but I will add that once we have the context of the 2 remaining issues, once we know what part in the story this issue and just how much of the story this is telling, and depending how the rest of it plays out, that 4 could go up.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Nice. Yeah, so everyone, 3 Jokers, issue 1, Geoff Johns, Jason Fabok.
I want to add in, we had a message here in the chat from Tom after he had to disappear. So he just wanted to include, I hope so bad it ends up being explained by time travel, and the 3 Jokers are past, present, and future, all in present time. Grumps is going to flip a table.
Dan, that'd be crazy, actually. Oh, nice. Hopefully you could get your Batman Joker playing card from your local comic shop if they still have...
Yes.
While supplies last, when you go pick up your copy for everyone.
And make sure that you do get it, because each issue is going to have a different card. The card for this one is, one, it's Joker, and then on the flip, flip the card, and the other side is Batman.
Yeah.
The other 2 will obviously be Batgirl and Jason.
Yeah.
Which it's the back cover of the book, correct?
Yeah, I think it's on the back.
Yes, that's on the back.
My book, anyway.
Yeah, indeed.
Similar to the Killing Joke cover. One thing I didn't expect. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I should have, but I didn't expect the mashup of stories, which is cool.
Maybe it is cross traveling. I don't know with the stories
in the family.
Yeah.
But the fact that the story brings up the possibility that the I didn't just invent that. It's actually in the dialogue in the issue that Joker has been for years. Joker, infecting people with these toxins and turning them into what we see. These Joker smiles on these bodies that have been left, by the thousands all over Gotham for decades.
Shit.
So that brings in the possibility that this is a very much more grounded idea that, he has just created sort of soldiers to do his bidding, and that would take us away from the idea of this, could be more of like a supernatural or a time travel or a multiverse thing. And that does make me more enthused for the story, thinking that it's going to be something grounded and not, any sort of magic explanation.
Yeah.
I wonder if they wind up referencing the Mobius chair.
Oh, I wish, man. We need a fig of that. A McFarlane Toys Batman Mobius chair from the Dark Side War. Oh man, he's like, I'm God now, or some shit like that. That is so badass. Oh my gosh.
I wonder if they're gonna reference that.
Because I could see them doing a Build the Throne. I could see them doing that. We got to get in somebody's ear because they did the Hellbat fig, so there's no reason they shouldn't do the Mobius chair Batman. No disrespect to Imaginex or whoever does that, but it's like, we need a solid. We got to get in McFarlane's ear for that, but yeah, Batman 3 Jokers. We got another banger. Hey man,
and keep your eyes on our Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to the show. In the very near future, we will be doing another episode to go through this issue with Jason Fabok.
Yes, sir. All right, everyone. Bat Force Radio, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Bat Force out.
Hey, Gotham dwellers. Make sure to stop everything right now and subscribe to Bat Force Radio. We can be found on iTunes and SoundCloud. Don't miss out. Guaranteed to satisfy all of your Batman and DC needs.